What's up, everyone? Spo here from BATCRAFT, and we have at least finished another wall on the Orpheum Theater here. Although, okay, again, it is like inspired by the Orpheum. We need to come up with a name. We need to come up with a name. And I realized after the fact that essentially we have created a theater. Hello, duck. Oh, you're a chicken. Hello, chicken. Chicken that looks like a duck. How's it going? All right. Yeah, so we need to come up with a name for this theater. And I also realized that we built a theater in BATCRAFT. Granted, this is not in Gotham, but it's probably good that it's not in Gotham because typically theaters around the Gotham area mean, well, bad things for people, especially if your name is Thomas and Martha. But you know what? That doesn't matter. We got this all set up here on the side of the building. I decided to just carry along the windows around the side. And actually, I'm doing the same on the back as well, as you can kind of see. But I'm starting to run out of resources. This is very... The problem with these big builds is they take up a ton of resources. And yeah, the theater is no exception. So anyway, we'll hopefully make some progress on that and hopefully have it done by next video. But today we actually need to head to Gotham because we got some work to do in Gotham City. Gotham City. The corporate towers are coming through. Look at that. Like, see that little lava right there flowing? I'm going to go out on a limb and guess whatever that building is, that it's Fox's building, because Fox loves lava. This is known. So that's just my guess right there. Yeah, so you might notice a couple of changes, a couple of different things going on here in the Gotham shopping district. For one thing, Walmart, which used to be right there, is now right there. And Will has very graciously, through a little bit of honestly, a very generous diamond exchange. Generous in the sense that he didn't ask for much. So I was very appreciative. He was able to move his shop where he's got a little bit more space, and we have a little bit more space for the lot. So I'm really excited to be working on this today. You'll notice we've got something going on over here, which we'll talk about more in a minute. But I gotta deal with the situation with Walmart, okay? I've got a love-hate relationship with Walmart. On the one hand, it was cool having it by, but it was too close, and that was kind of weird. And then on top of that, he started selling all the stuff that I was selling for less money. And he's completely, wrecked the market on books. So much so now that, let's see, do I have any sales? No. Nope. Nada. Nothing. This is a problem. This was my main source of diamonds, and it is now gone. So this is a problem. So aside from the fact that I just need to do mining anyway, we're making some changes here at the bus. We used to do 3 diamonds a book. Now it is official, 1 diamond per book. And we've got some new books as well. We've got both Infinity and Flame, so you can get your bows tricked out, and only a diamond per book here. For all of them. So, hooray, go get your books for cheaper so that I can make some diamonds, so that I can get the resources I need to build all these massive projects I'm trying to build. I also went ahead with our Elytra and did the enchanting thing. Boom. I have enchanted all of these and I've increased the price by a little bit. Not much, a little bit. So these are now 25 diamonds each. And so, yeah. But again, the competition is steep. And I got to be honest, it's difficult being a hero and trying to make a profit. Which kind of makes me wonder if maybe I should be a hero for hire. Maybe that's a shop I should consider. Huh. Yeah, I might have to think about that. And nobody's buying dirt. Nobody's buying soul sand. Nobody's buying anything. Although I will say that I have been selling pickles. That for whatever reason, yeah, these have actually sold pretty well. So I sold out before. I replenished recently, and yeah, looks like people are still buying pickles. So anyway, that's good to know. We got the pickle business going. I've got more wool now. I just haven't restocked because it just doesn't seem like there's been a need. So yeah, financial depression notwithstanding, the lot is looking good, and that means something because we need to use this new space that we've recently acquired to, yeah, make some changes and hopefully open up the opportunities for some new products that we could potentially sell and possibly even some services as well. So 2 things with this. We've got, for one thing, I want to move the truck. I've never liked the fact that the truck was so close to the bus. I feel like you can't really see it, and so it gets overlooked a lot. Like, the bus looks incredible, and honestly, the truck looks incredible. but you just can't see it all that well. So we're going to move the truck one spot over today. That's one thing we're going to do. And then the other thing is up here. Now, I'm just now realizing that I need some rockets, so let me get some rockets real quick. I think occasionally the warehouse has some. Ooh, but not today. Ooh, but they do have quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know Sticks and Stones has some. They're typically a little expensive, as I recall. 1 dime each stack. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, all right, that's not bad at all. There we go. Oh, that's better. That's much. Ooh, I wonder what that is. Hang on, this is new. Somebody is building something right here. And that's an interesting spot because it's not technically the shopping district, and I don't think it's technically the corporate district. Maybe this is a municipal building. I don't know. That's interesting. Fox has been a really good city manager for us, so I'm really excited for all these things. And then we got, of course, the tree. We decided to keep the tree, even though it's not Christmas anymore. But the tree of Gotham, we're going to use it for other things. And right underneath the tree of Gotham, we have my new project right here. Now, Gotham City is the home of, billionaire philanthropist Bruce Wayne, right? Wayne Enterprises, Ace Chemical Plant, Arkham Asylum, all of these wonderful locations that we need to start building here in the near future. And, we've all been working on our bases, and obviously, that's been, at the moment, my main priority. But these big team projects are going to become more and more a priority in the very near future. And so I'm going to need some method of getting back and forth between my city and this city. And so I figured the thing that is needed is a trolley system. Oop, hello, creeper. Now, as I mentioned last episode, I was recently in New Orleans, the city of New Orleans. And in fact, actually, I will be in New Orleans in a few days, and then again in New Orleans in a few days after that. I absolutely love the city. I have to go for work and for fun, and I think it is awesome. I am a big fan of the French Quarter, Frenchmen Street, downtown, the business district. That's kind of my home away from home to some extent. And one of the things that you'll find across New Orleans are trolleys. I remember I was blown away as a little kid the first time I saw a trolley in New Orleans and thought it was so cool. And now as an adult, I was actually, when I was doing my kind of photo journaling, I took a picture of one as I was walking down, where was I? I can't recall. But anyway, I took a picture of one and I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I should build a trolley in Minecraft. That would be a great vehicle to include for my city. And then I realized, wouldn't it be cool to actually include a trolley as part of the lot that actually gets me from the lot to the city? Now, granted, don't get me wrong. It's not that bad, right? I can fly fairly easily back and forth between my city and Gotham. And then, of course, the Nether Hub is a fast, travel method as well. But I really enjoyed last season being able to use the LexCorp tram to get back and forth between my base and the city because I could get on it, get rolling, run, go do some things, come back, and then I was safely in town. Now, I don't know that safely in town is going to be a thing here right now because everything still needs to be better lit up. And that's one thing about being in a valley is like everything will spawn up on these hills and then just come slowly crawling down. So if you work through the night, everything's going great until all of a sudden they all kind of descend upon you at the exact same time. So yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Now what I'm thinking is today we'll get the trolley built, but at the moment I don't have the tracks needed to lay the groundwork. As you can kind of see down there, I do have the channel built out. This is a straight shot, a straight line that goes directly to what will be Main Street in my city. And so this is it's ideal. It's very ideal. I've checked it out. It does not carve into any of the cave that we're potentially, or I guess not even potentially, I think we're planning on using for the Bat Cave. So this should not cause any problems there. And I have to check with Will. Like I said, even though I'm having a complicated relationship with Will Mart, its owner, Will and I, we're good. And so I want to check with Will because he's making Coast City. And I think there's actually a nice spot down the way where I could technically link his city as well if he wanted to be part of this transit system. So anyway, I'll talk to him about that when I get closer to actually laying the rail. For now, we're going to move the trolley. First, we're going to move the truck. And yeah, let's get into it now that we can actually do time lapses. Woohoo! Let's do it! All right, and I believe our trolley is done. Right there. You know, I originally was going to center it up, but then I thought it was too far down, and now that I see it in practice, I'm wondering if I should have centered it up. But I think it's okay, because we need to put like a little barrier right there, and then maybe like a little ticket booth right here. And then I don't know how we're going to build the staircase. Got to figure that out. So, okay. Well, one way or the other, that is there, and I think it is looking pretty good. Now, this design for the trolley is kind of an amalgam. I attempted a design on my own, didn't love it, looked online, found a couple of different Minecrafters who had, come up with different trolley designs, and I kind of incorporated what I was going with some of what they were going with, and then I also just kind of, made a few special modifications myself, so to speak. And I think it turned out really well. There we go. Look at that thing. That's nice. And, the other thing, too, is I may do on the other side of the tracks, back at my base, I may do another trolley that looks like this, but I also may do a trolley that kind of has a little bit more of a classic New Orleans French Quarter type feel, which kind of has a little bit more of an olive green with a little bit of a red accent, white top. I'm still kind of messing with the palette that I want to use for that. It'll be the same basic design that you see here, just with a different color palette. And I haven't quite gotten it the way I wanted it, which is why I went with a little bit more of a traditional style here. To be fair, in New Orleans, this is about what you're going to find. Like, you're going to find like the yellow and the bright red and that sort of thing. So this works. This certainly works for what we're doing. Now, the cool thing is I don't have this right now. We're going to make this all later on. But this is going to contain rail tracks, and we're going to have a little cactus here with some hoppers to collect the rail system as it comes along, so that the idea is that you'll come through, you'll press a button, you'll get a cart, and you ride the cart all the way down to my city. Or on that side, rather on the other side, when you come into town, you'll ride through, it'll hit the cactus, it'll go down, and then be ready to go back. And so this should make things very easy as we get closer to these bigger team builds to be able to get back and forth between my city and otherwise. And theoretically also, Will City as well, Coast City as well. So we'll see how that turns out. Who knows? Maybe we might, I don't really know where everybody's base is in relation to ours. And so if there's other places where other people can connect to it, maybe we'll look at doing that as well. But yeah, we'll just have to see. This is kind of the temporary tunnel that I've come up with here. Yeah, it's just very basic. It's just very basic. But I feel happy about that. Oh, also, yeah, I didn't quite finish this part. I haven't moved the items, so that needs to happen. I'll probably do that off camera. But the truck is now a little bit on its own and has a little bit of breathing room between the bus and the truck. And we just need to move the items over to the truck. In the meantime, they're just kind of floating here. So yeah, floating items. Come and get them. Oh man. Grab a few diamonds, and I think we should head back to base. Because while we do get ready for some of these larger team builds, there are some things at the base, some decisions I need to make, and I'm not 100% sure with them. So I believe I mentioned last episode that my goal was to next work on the Hotel Le Pavlion, which will also be a mob farm for the city. Now, I'm doing something kind of different with that, where the hotel is, in the actual hotel, it's not necessarily ground level. You have kind of like a little drive up to it. Here, what I'm doing is I'm actually kind of creating an entrance below where the hotel entrance will be. So up here will be where the hotel is. And while in real life you would not have this bottom section, I'm creating this because I think this is how we'll access our mob drops. And then also I kind of want to raise it up a little bit higher because over here I'm intending to build kind of what will end up being one of our first skyscrapers. I mean, arguably that's a skyscraper. I don't know. Actually, I don't. Wait, what? Yo, what? What is this? What is this? Oh man, look at this. Will. Oh man. Oh, this is great. This is great. All right, so Will mentioned to me that he did, as soon as he saw the theater and noticed that we had all these banners up for something to be written, he immediately wanted to do something with it. So I encouraged him. I was like, yeah, go for it. Like, as long as it's not obscene or anything like that. And you know what? All of the BATCRAFTers are welcome. In fact, I think it would be really cool if we had a different message up here every single episode, or as many episodes as possible, that the BATCRAFTers could kind of decide what's going to be said in the theater. So yeah, that is awesome. That's awesome. Good on you, Will. You got me. That's great. Anyway, so that's solid. And we still need to kind of come up with a name for the theater. So I would like to put the name for the theater up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 letters to use. And so I don't know what to call it yet. So if you've got any ideas, by all means, put it in the comments. It has to be 6 letters. We can't call it the Orpheum. It's based off the Orpheum, but this is our theater, right? So we got to figure this out. We got to figure out what we're going to call it. So yeah, so be thinking about that, and we'll put that up on the red sign. I've also been thinking about slightly moving the red sign in, but you know what? No. We're not going to focus on tweaks. We need to focus on what comes next. All right. So the Hotel Le Pavlion. This hotel, it is a almost entirely white building. And what I really wanted to make sure to do is, because we do have a lot of different white blocks in Minecraft, I wanted to use a combination of white concrete powder, a little bit of white concrete, but honestly, mostly quartz. We're going to need pillars. That's a pretty big thing. And actually, if you were to Google search it, you'd see exactly what I mean. Pillars are kind of a quintessential feature of this particular hotel. Yeah, I really want to have a nice and kind of polished look. And so that's coming. But in order to do that, we need like a ton of quartz. And nobody's really selling it. I mean, we got a few from the warehouse earlier, and I've been working on getting some smooth quartz. And I guess if we use just a lot of white concrete powder in between, that could work. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to attempt to collect the resources that we need from between now and the next episode. And if at all possible, my hope is that we'll be building that next episode. I've really taken the approach of form over function, right? Because like the theater is all about storage. Le Pavlion is going to be about getting mob drops, which is kind of important. Especially with gunpowder, because I'm getting really, really tired of buying rockets. I've got a ton of sugarcane, so we're good on that end. But yeah, I getting tired of buying rockets. But beyond that, I need kind of something else. I really need my superhero. Is it a lair if you're a superhero? Yeah, I'm so not used to being a superhero. I don't even know what it's called. I guess a hideout, right? I need a hideout. Now, I had kind of a temporary setup, but that has since been destroyed and moved. So that's no longer available. And I'm kind of even wondering, do I show my hideout on camera? Because the other BATCRAFTers, if I do that, they're going to know where it's at. And some of what I've got to do as a hero is I've got to kind of investigate some of the other BATCRAFTers that are a little sketchy. But I'm also wondering if maybe we need to recruit some of the BATCRAFTers that are not sketchy. Maybe we need to have a secret, kind of a group of superheroes, super heroic individuals who can kind of band together to keep an eye on some of the potential ne'er-do-wells. And the idea here is we're not, hopefully we're we're believing the best in everybody. We want everybody to be a good guy. We think that everybody is doing the right thing. But at the same time, some of the evidence is starting to mount up that we need to kind of keep an eye on some folks. So, okay. So how are we going to do this? I don't really have a base yet. So I'm thinking what we might do is we might need to create like a secret meeting hall. You know, like the idea is here that we could give the BATCRAFTers that we want to recruit into our hero league some coordinates. They would then need to follow the coordinates that would bring them to the location of our secret like hero base. And yeah, I think that would be a good way to go about this. And then they can kind of put their name in as to whether or not they want to be part of the team or if they don't. You know, like a yes or no type situation. I mean, it's risky, right? It's risky because, you know, we don't technically know who all we can count on as being a hero. I've got some theories. In fact, I kind of want to even list them out here, but at the same time, I feel like if I list them out here, I don't know, it might not be a surprise. Might not be a surprise to the Flash crafters that they get it, or the BATCRAFTers that get it. So I don't know. We might have to just think about that. Think about how we recruit some heroes, a league of heroes to be able to help us in our efforts of becoming the world's greatest superhero, as best we can anyway. But all this brings me to a bit of a conundrum because, again, I don't know where my priorities should be. Like, should I work on finding like some sort of superhero base? Do I need to recruit people first? I don't know. I'm not very organized. I need to get organized. And I think it's because there's literally so much to do. And that's part of what's been so exciting about starting BATCRAFT is like, oh man, like there's just such a large amount of possibilities. There's so many different projects that, especially in the in-between times, was just like, they're just growing in the back of my head. And I've been so eager to make a reality that it's difficult to know what to choose. Like even the trolley system, right? Like if you see that tall pole right over there, that's the trolley system kind of connects right there, which means that our transit system's probably going to be right here. I think it'd be great if it like opened up onto Main Street, which is what I'm kind of declaring this street to be. This is our main street. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Stressing me out. Find courts, recruit heroes, save the world. That's our goal. Let's go find some courts. You know, I'm also thinking about like where would a what would be good superhero base? You know? Like I feel as though there's a couple of different, like something in space. I feel like superheroes kind of get space. Speaking of that kind of being above everything and kind of looking down on everyone, but not in a bad way, and kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Benevolence. Yeah, like a benevolent kind of way. Dangerous. Ah! Oh no. Don't like that noise. Where you at? There you are. Oh my gosh. Creep me out, dude. Yeah, I know. I hate you too. Oh, pig, do not get in my way. Do not get in my way, man. Like, I will shoot. It's going to make you mad. It's going to make me mad. It's going to make that guy mad. We're all going to be mad. Don't F this up for me. Don't mess this up. I'm sorry. I warned him. All right, he doesn't have buddies, does he? Okay. Oh, but Enderman here. Okay, this was like the... I just want to get my quartz and get out. That wasn't even a lot of quartz. That wasn't even that much. All right, so I couldn't make up my mind, so I decided to go mining, and you know what? That's always just a good rule of thumb. If you don't know what you're going to do, go mining. After all, it's Minecraft. And among other things, I found, boom, a lot of rails and everything that we need to kind of get our trolley system started. So even though I had every intention of doing something kind of here in the city, I think we need to go back to Gotham. I think we need to go back to Gotham, and I think we need to finish up our trolley build. Now, one of the things I really appreciate about people who like are really good at Minecraft is that they know how to like, you know, plan and do math and know exactly how much they need to build things. That's not me. I just kind of like get a bunch of stuff and like hope that I got enough. And that's definitely what's about to happen with this rail system. But first, we need to do, we need to actually create the system that's going to deposit the carts inside the trolley here. Oh, and actually, I should probably point out that I made some enhancements and improvements on the design here. So you'll notice that there's actually now a line above the trolley, as well as kind of a, kind of a pole gripping out onto it that kind of pulls it to and forth. It's a little bit higher than kind of our tunnel, but I think that's okay. I think it communicates what we're trying to communicate. And I also created a little walkway up here. Now, I did acquire this land, by the way. So this is, I did put in some more diamonds to get us this like extra little stretch of land right over here. So this is still, we're still good. We're still good on our build. You know, there's an argument to be made. I'm still waiting on city approval for this. I think it's going to be okay because I've gotten excited about the potential of making this kind of a hub and maybe even like creating a service where we do connect kind of the rail system with other people's bases. For any bases that are out that way, or I guess that way, it might be a little roundabout, but you know what? I think it could work. I think it could work. I don't know. I'm still thinking through it. All right. Speaking of thinking through, let's get some very, very, very basic redstone together here for this. And I'm just now realizing too, we're going to need a button, but that's okay. We've got, we'll figure that out. Okay. So, okay. Now, the most important piece of this is getting the cactus right, because of course you can't have anything touching a cactus. A cacti, if you will. And the way I specifically laid this out is that should not be a problem. Huh. Yes, that's right. So we put the cactus right here and boom. Yes, that goes there, and we are solid. Next up, we need our dispenser where the carts are going to come out. That's going to go right. Oh, nope, not you. That's going to go right here. And then we need a funnel system, which is right here. Now what's going to happen is the minecart, just like before, is going to come through. It's going to break, and it's going to fall into the hoppers, which is going to put it into the dispenser, which gets everything exactly the way that we need it. And you know what? Speaking of need, I need like one spruce. Yeah, I need like one spruce block. Fortunately, we've got a mountain behind us, so I think we'll be okay. Yeah, okay, good. So now we just theoretically need to lay down our rails. We're going to need some of this, going to need a little bit of that. Let's go ahead and have some of this at the ready. Now, you might be thinking this is going to be a problem, right? Because we've got a block right here. But I think this little dive is going to actually put us right where we need to be to hit that fast enough that it's not going to kill us, stop us, or suffocate us. So we should be okay there. And actually, on this side, we probably will want to replace one of these blocks. In fact, do I have... No, that's over there. Be nice if we had a little bit of covering so it wasn't exposed. Right there, right? Would be not too bad, yeah? So that's, what is that? Boom, right there. So take you out. Yeah, there we go. And now we have some, put the gold rails down. And actually, let's just go ahead and do some more of that. Okay. So if that works, which it should, we'll just go ahead and put this right, boom, boom, there. Now we go up. Let's just go ahead and get rid of this. Go up here. We need a button. Can we, I guess we just use the same kind of button for now. That's not going to show up very well, but that's okay. For right now, for testing purposes, that's fine. Well, that's actually not too bad. Okay, go up here. Press the button, get in the cart, and don't die. Yay! And then it takes us down the way. So now we're coming back. We ride, oops. We pick up the cart and put it where it needs to be. Now we ride through and, oh no, we're going to crash. And nope, we're fine. And boom, it breaks and falls and is into the hopper. Ta-da! Redstone, sort of. Very basic redstone. All right, that works. This is going to be great. This is a nice little system we've got going on here. And then we just take the rail and we need to lay it all the way down. A long, long way down. I think I've got enough rail. So my thought is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay on the basic rail, then I'm going to ride it, and then when it slows down, I'm going to add the powered rails, and that's my mindset anyway. So we're going to see how that works. All right, and as the rain comes down, because of course it's always raining here, we've got everything set up. So welcome to the trolley stop. We've got it set up that folks can come in if they want to be hooked up. They just need to think about what resources they have that they'd be willing to trade to make it happen. They could put their name right here, and we'll set them up with the trolley and connect them up with the service. So I think this will be good. I think hopefully this will help us out because we need more resources. And speaking of which, I do think that there have been a couple of shops down here, that one right there, and then of course the warehouse that has some more quartz for us. So that means that next episode we will be working on the Hotel Le Pavlion, which I'm really excited to do. Whoop. I'm really enjoying kind of this look into kind of real world inspiration for some of the buildings, and I think it's going to be great. So that's coming next week, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next week, goodbye.